There's this idea that before you can enter a relationship, you have to have it all figured out with yourself first. That you have to fully love yourself before you can even begin to love someone else. That you have to know who you are, what you want in life, and what you want in a relationship to the full extent. While this can be good advice for some contexts or some people, I don't think it is generally good advice. I think it can actually ruin your love life. Because from my perspective, all the things I just named are things that you will learn throughout your entire life, are things that you will be trying to figure out the whole time that you're here on earth. It may even be something that you battle with and you try to really find the meaning behind all of those concepts your entire existence. And that's okay. That's what you're meant to do on Earth. So in this video, I want to break down this myth of having to be ready for a relationship and how this is actually impacting your life negatively. So firstly, relationships are experiences. I believe that we all have a purpose and lessons to learn while we're here. Lessons come to us during experiences. Some people confuse this and think it the other way around. They think that in order to experience something, you have to have already learned something before. And I don't think that's right. We must experience experiences with feelings, emotions, sensations in order to take something out of it later. Whether it's a good or bad experience, there's a lesson there for you to learn. And people sometimes get stuck in these cycles or loops of repeating the same things over and over again. They feel like their life is stuck, and that is because they refuse to learn the lesson that's there for them. And I don't think it's because people are stubborn or don't want to learn. Sometimes it's because people are just so invested in the rhythm and their routines that they don't see what's there. They don't have the clarity to see what the universe is trying to teach them. When I say universe, I mean whatever you believe in. I say universe, you can say God, you can say whatever you like, whatever you believe in. That's totally fine here. So relationships are exactly the same thing. Relationships are experiences. You experience them and you get involved with certain people to learn something and to take something from them. As I said about these loops or getting stuck on repeating the same things over and over again, some people do get stuck in these dating cycles or these patterns, or they feel like they're always dating the same person but in different bodies because it's always the same relationship but with different people. And I think that is because they haven't realized what is there for them to learn, what is there for them to realize about themselves. Because in relationships, you not only learn about other people, love, boundaries, communication, for example, but also about yourself. Because the relationships we have with other people are always reflections of the relationships we have with different parts of ourselves. Which brings me to my second point, which is you will figure stuff out in relationships as well. Not only in relationships, because single time is also a very good time. You will learn a lot about yourself also while being single. Being single is totally fine. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here saying that everyone should get in a relationship. Maybe a relationship is not for you. Keep doing your thing, seriously. But self-love, for example, is something that you can learn in a relationship, and people get this wrong a lot of times. They think that you have to fully love yourself before you can start to love someone else. That's what I said in the beginning, and I think this is so wrong. I think this doesn't help anyone also, because self-love is something that is constantly evolving and growing. As you get older, you will always find new parts of yourself to love. You will not only find new things about yourself, you transform into different versions of yourself, and there's always something more there to love. So self-love is something that you will be working on your entire life. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna be single your entire life? I mean, you definitely can. And if you feel like that's your thing, totally do it. But if you don't want that, then this doesn't make much sense. And even things that are related directly to relationships, like knowing what kind of relationship you want and what kind of dynamic works for you. For example, you can have a view in your head. It can be so clear, it can feel so right inside of you. You can really believe that that's what you want and that's the dynamic that fully works for yourself until you try it. Then you try it out, you finally get in a relationship, you feel ready, and then you see this is not what I want. And that is fine. That is so okay. That's because you're learning. That's how you go through life. Doing things, realizing you don't like them, getting hurt, having different desires and needs, and then you can transform into a better version of yourself. Someone who's more assertive on their boundaries and knowing what they want, because now they have tried and known that no, this is not for me. And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong about things. I think a lot of this mindset about having to be ready is rooted in fear, not in wanting to wait, wanting to have things right, but in fear and in wanting to control everything, in wanting everything to be perfect. Let's be real here for a second. Nothing in this life is ever perfect. Nothing is perfect. Perfection is a myth. That is the real myth here. And control, it's good sometimes in a certain amount, but also very bad on the long run. If you keep wanting to control everything around you, want to control everything that happens to you will be so disappointed because you cannot control everything in this life. You can control a lot of things. I believe in free will, don't get me wrong. But a lot of things, for a lot of situations, you just have to let it go and let it flow. Let it go and let it flow. Okay, I'm a poet. And also fear. I said fear because a lot of people hide behind this mindset because truly they're afraid of giving themselves to someone else. To not giving yourself because you're always your own person, you're only sovereign. No one else is your sovereign. But you're afraid of being vulnerable in a relationship. You're afraid of getting intimate with someone. All of these fears that are very common and very valid and happen to a lot of people, they just hide behind this mindset so they don't have to face these fears. They work on other things. They call it self-love while you're not even facing your deepest fears so you can actually love all of them, you know? And they hide behind all of these fake concepts, you know, like they hide behind these things that won't get you anywhere just so they don't have to face the real thing. And you have to face the real thing. You have to face it, girl. Sorry. And I also think there's a big part here that's also coming from the society and the pace we have structured into our systems. For example, taking from jobs and industries, they are always trying to be efficient and optimized so products can be sold fast and profit can be done fast and as much as you can. And you want everything to be good at first. And okay, that's an industry, that's products, that's capitalism, whatever. But when it comes to relationships, you cannot speedrun lessons. You cannot speedrun lessons about life in general, not even just about love. These lessons about relationships, they take time and they take work. You have to put in effort in order to see them clearly. You have to accept them. That takes time. That takes time to fully accept them. It can take long time for you to actually come to terms with having to face that lesson and really implement it into your life. Sometimes they even take up your entire lifetime, and that's fine because that's the point of your entire existence. Because why would you want to make everything perfect? Why would you want to have everything the right way? If what matters when you die is the things that you learned here. If you didn't learn anything good, then you're just going to move on and die, not having actually experienced life here on earth to the fullest extent, you know? I don't know, for me, this makes a lot of sense, but I know that for a lot of people watching this might sound like, what the fuck is that girl yapping about, you know? What does that even mean? I don't know. For me, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I know a lot of people will understand me as well. If you don't understand it yet, I think it's because you're not meant to understand it yet. And you will. You will. It's divine timing. That actually takes me to my fourth point, which is about divine timing. I didn't even plan that. But yeah, I believe in divine timing. I gotta take a sip here because I've been talking for a long time. So, what do I mean by this? I mean that, for example, you can force a lesson on yourself. As I said about capitalism, you try to make always the production time faster. You cannot make the production time of lessons faster. You cannot speed run it. And you cannot force it onto yourself because things come to you when they must. Divine timing means that everything happens for a reason and timing plays a role in it. That is just my belief system. That is actually a big part of my belief system, and I just see it very clearly. Everything happens for a reason. You will learn things when you have to. Lessons come to you, you don't go to lessons. Life is not like a school. You go to class every day. The classes come to you when you must learn something, when you are needing that class. It's never too early, not too late when it must be. Even people that are stuck in loops, they will get out of the loop when they must, when they have to, when they get to the mindset that will permit them to exit that loop. So, how do you apply this actually to a relationship? Divine timing in relationships means that relationships come to you for a reason. There's lessons in it, as I said, and the lessons will be handed to you when they must be handed to you. When you're ready to learn, ready is for lessons, not for relationships, because relationships are experiences. Lessons are something that you need to be ready for. And I know a lot of people will get very angry with this specific advice I'm giving or this specific whatever yapping I'm doing, because they will say, "Oh, but I've been single for this many years and nothing has changed. I don't know. I've been working on myself. I've done all of this." If you say everything happens for a reason and things come when they must come, like, why isn't it happening? Do I not deserve it? Yes, you deserve it. You definitely deserve it. It is because I would say there is something there that you're not yet seeing. There is something deeper that you're not yet realizing about yourself. Something that I cannot tell you what it is because I do not know you. but also because it is something that no one else can tell you. If you're not in a relationship and you've been stuck on a loop of being single and trying to get in a relationship and you haven't, it is because the universe is telling you that that is something that you need to detangle first inside yourself. There is some attachment, there is some unresolved emotion, unresolved issue that you have to realize and work on first. It is not you that chooses when you're ready for a relationship. Again, I believe in free will. I believe that at any time I can get a dating app and I can open it on my phone and I can go on a date. Actually, I can't because I am in a relationship. But if I was single, I can do that. I can also have a dating app and I can get off of it. And by these actions that I take, my path changes. I am always in control of my path. I do not believe that we are predestined for this thing or whatever. Like when we are born, our path is already chosen. I do not believe that. Don't. This is not that type of video. Um, I'm saying that you create your own path by the decisions you take. Whatever path you're on, there are certain lessons, and as you walk that path, you will arrive at certain lessons, but you cannot be stagnant in the path. You cannot just sit down in your path and wait for the lessons to come to you because they won't, they're there and you're here and you have to walk. You have to do the work to get there. But if at any point of that path you want to change your direction, you are always welcome to. Hello, so I was just editing my video and I realized that I kind of start diverging a bit near the end, and
I started making it sound a bit, even though I don't think that, but it was sounding a bit like you will only be ready for a relationship when you must be ready for some reason. I don't believe that. I was just saying that when you must learn a lesson, the lesson comes to you. And as I said, lessons come through experiences, and relationships are one of them. So, relationships are not something that you have to be fully ready for. And this is where I wanted to tie everything down together at the end, is that it is not something you have to be ready for. You just have to be open to accept it and to accept the lessons that will come with it, because it is an experience. Actually, being ready for a relationship is more like being open to the lessons that might come with it, not having it all figured out, like not knowing fully what you want, knowing fully what it is to love yourself. And I think that was the takeaway that I wanted to give you, but I kind of thought you guys would read my mind or something, and I kind of forgot to say it. So that's why I'm here saying it, and I hope you guys forgive me. Yeah, let's go back to the video.
So, trust the universe or whatever you believe in, trust yourself, and move through life with as little attachments as possible. Leave yourself to the will of life, leave yourself to the spiral. The spiral means that life is not a straight line where you prepare and you're living and it's done. Life is a spiral. You keep coming back to the same lessons over and over again, but each time they're different. And when you finish the line, you come back to the beginning again and you go over a different experience until you reach the lesson. And life is the spiral. I might sound so cuckoo right now. I might sound so crazy right now. This is probably the craziest video I've ever posted. But yeah, this is me. I say cuckoo things sometimes. Nice to meet you. So, what you can take from this video: you will be in a relationship when you must be in one. When you must experience it, the experience will come to you. You cannot prepare it, you cannot over intellectualize your lessons, you cannot anticipate them because they meet you halfway. And when those lessons must come to you, do not fear them, do not push them away, and also do not force them to come faster. They come at their own pace. When it finally hits you and when it comes to you, be open for what belongs to you already, because at the end you will find that all the lessons you needed to learn were deep inside of you the whole time. And I think I'm gonna end the video with that little riddle. If you already know what I meant with that, we should be besties. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, this was a little different. I usually am a bit more academic, a bit more formal, but I want to make more videos like this, just yapping, just talking to you like we're besties and we're giving advice to each other. I really like that. I never though want to come off as a guru or anything. I am definitely not. I'm literally 21 and I myself have so many lessons to learn. There's so much ahead of me. I know that. And honestly, I'm excited. I'm so excited to what life has in front of me and what is waiting for me in front of the path I'm currently on. So, with that, if you enjoyed, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Also, let me know your thoughts. If you think very differently from me, if you think I am wrong on something, enlighten me. I think your input is also something that I can grow with and is something important for me, so don't refrain from sharing it. And if you agreed and you even have some story to share, maybe share your stories as well. I love to hear from you and I love to build a little community where we all yap to each other. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the video. Well, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next week. Every Friday I'm here with a new video and I'll see you then. Bye!